everybody, and welcome to the 2013 New Bern Civic Theater Gala. I, of course, am your host, John Baldwin. We all know that's a joke because I'm not John Baldwin, because I'm wearing a dress suit and long pants. Okay, thank goodness, people got the joke. All right. This might be a good evening. All right. Well, we're here this evening. It is my pleasure to be here. I am, of course, Keith Boyd. It's my pleasure to be hosting the gala this year, presenting all of the different information. And what? Huh?
You're doing what?
Is that? Oh, it's Chad Sittig, and he has a microphone for some reason. Are you having trouble finding a seat? I mean, do we have ushers?
Actually, I appreciate you opening the ceremonies, but you can have a seat now.
Well, no, Chad, I don't know if you heard my really funny introduction that they all laughed and applauded at, but
yeah, people have a tendency of laughing at you quite a bit.
Alright, those are laughs of respect.
Look, I have got a contract here and you're not in it, so...
You got a contract?
Yes, it is part of the deal. Actually, I am co-hosting this with John Baldwin.
Well, that's going to be difficult, Chad. See, he's doing a much more prestigious event this evening. He doesn't have time for this hoo-ha here.
Please don't interrupt me. If you know Keith, that's what he does.
We all know that I'm not one for making speeches.
Anyway, John Baldwin, please come down. John, please come down, John.
All right, this is embarrassing.
One more time, John Baldwin, this is not Hello Dolly rehearsals. You can appear.
He's not even here to defend himself. That's not like the Chad.
All right. We're going to have a problem here. I'm sorry. Please excuse us for a minute, Keith. We need to talk.
Okay, can we cut the mics for a second?
Please, cut the mics.
Just a second. Thank y'all. We know that... Ladies first.
We'll be right back.
Okay. All right. Chad, what's the deal, bro?
No, this is not happening. I am not doing a show with you.
Do you have any idea how long I've waited for John Baldwin to step aside so I can take this cushy gig?
That is it, Keith. Everybody knows that when you're on stage, it's all about Keith. Keith has got to be in the spotlight. There's no other actors out there. It's all about Keith. Hey, example. Remember a year ago, you came to me about that problem.
I
remember?
I do.
What did I say? I said, it is a 12-step program. And just a few weeks later, you were doing 39 steps. What I'm saying? I can't share the stage with you.
Look, you try to push me down like little 12 steps here, okay? You gotta understand something, okay? I'm a busy person, not like you, okay? I can't do things on a 9-to-5 basis.
Really? Okay, I'll tell you what.
Okay.
Let's go out there.
They've already seen us together.
Okay. Let's act like friends for a couple hours. Can we do that?
Why start now?
Yeah, okay. Look, after a couple hours, friends, no more.
No more like it ever started.
Fine by me. Cool. All right,
buddy.
Anyway, doesn't everybody look good out there?
Oh, they look fantastic.
Don't they? I mean, this is the one time of the year where everybody gets to dress up, look elegant, sophisticated. I mean, just look like they're on top of the world. Yeah. This is the one night a year that everybody gets to look like Rip and Debbie Taggart.
He's pulling off that goatee. I don't care what anybody says. He's pulling it off.
Yeah, don't let him know that. It goes to his head.
Okay.
Are you ready?
Let's go to our thing.
All right.
Okay. Audience for 2 hours.
2 hours.
2 hours.
Okay, let's go.
Okay, we got it sorted out. We're good.
Yeah,
we're good.
Yeah, we're all good. We're best friends.
As y'all can see here, we're here to have a really good time this evening, sometimes at the expense of others, but always looking back at this past year and paying honor to the people that make this place work here. There are going to be awards, we're calling them, that we're sending out later on this evening here, but the truth of the matter is this evening is all about not every individual in this room, but also many others who couldn't make it here. The people who have kept New Bern Civic Theater running, not just this past year, but every year, and building and pushing that momentum forward here. This evening is all about every individual, not just those coming up on this stage, but every single person. So why don't we start with just a round of applause for all of you.
Originally, they were going to have a table and a couple chairs up here for us.
So we could rest.
No, but you know, they had to take that off.
Why?
Well, because they knew if there was a table up here, Nancy Hitchcock would be dancing by it.
We have a no-table policy at Spamalot. No table.
So we are trying to keep this PG.
It makes
Anyway, folks, thank you for coming out. We appreciate it, and you know, every year we have more and more people that get involved with theater, and theater becomes part of an extended family. We have, we have our highs together, we have our lows together, we cry together, we bask in joy together, but just like any other family, we lose members from time to time. And unfortunately, this past year, we have lost members of our family.
Yes, we would just like to recognize some people that we have lost near and dear to the Sittig Theater over this past year. Forgive me, just want to read this here. We got Pete Swank, who was a long-time box office volunteer. How many of y'all remember Pete? A wonderful, great man here. We also had Judy Sullivan and Richard Bailey, who not only were longtime patrons and volunteers, but also long-suffering spouses, volunteers of this thing here. Let's give them a round of applause. Jim Hayes, a longtime music director and show director for our show, did many of the children's shows over the past couple of years. Let's give him a round of applause. Josephine Posta Anderson, a former board director here at the New Bern Civic Theater. And of course, Peggy Mitchell, who is one of the founding members of New Bern Civic Theater, one of the very people who helped to reopen this theater and make it what it is that we are here tonight doing this thing here. It is customary in these times to have a moment of silence and honor the people that we've lost. However, seeing how as we are a theater family in a theater setting here, here in the theater we show our love and our appreciation through hearty applause. And I think it's only appropriate this time that one last time we give all these wonderful and dedicated people who gave so much to this theater in their lifetimes, if we give them just one more hearty round of applause. No.
Okay, well, let's get it started. The first person we like to pull up is pretty much the heart and soul of this theater. She is the face of the theater. She is the gem, the ruby, the diamond in our eyes. The lovely executive director, Angelina Doyle.
The nicest thing you've ever said to me in the years that we've known each other.
There's more coming later.
I know.
Don't let it go to your head. He said the exact same thing to me earlier.
Ladies and gentlemen, first and foremost, I am so sorry. I don't know what's going to happen, but I'm apologizing beforehand. And if it's any consolation, please take some comfort in this. It takes 2 board members to fill one John Baldwin. I do appreciate this. This is one of my favorite times of the year. And of course, I've got all my Honk babies and all of our theater babies back there. And I always say that you are also one of my favorite times of the year. This is a moment where we get to recognize all the hard work that we've put in. This is a night for you volunteers, the people who put the actual heart and soul of this theater. It's you. If you volunteered any time in 2013? Raise your hand. In any capacity, whether you were a director, a box office volunteer, an usher, a producer. Oh my goodness, producers. Yeah, producers. You were a customer. Okay. If you're a board of director, a staff member, raise your hand. If you are a ticket holder, raise your hand. If you are a parent or guardian who toted your kid to audition, if you are a sponsor, an advertiser in our playbill or sponsored any of our shows, raise your hand. This is actually what it's about. The people who put forth the effort, the passion, the commitment, all of that is what makes New Bern Civic Theater so wonderful. It's what we deem the heart and soul of our family. This is why we succeed. It's because of the hard work that you do. And without you, we would not be able to do all of this wonderful things. And I have seen some amazing things. As a former Marine, we know about camaraderie, overcome and adapt. And I tell you what, it is my privilege and honor to say that I hold you very close to my heart as Marines. So give yourselves a round of applause for everything. And thank you again for allowing me the privilege and honor of being in the position that I am in. There's been many times, and the people who are sitting out there, you know who you are, where you've helped me last minute. I don't know, to decorate a lobby? To set up over at the Berger Ballroom? For picking me up and making me do better. I feed off of you. I feed off of the energy that I get from you. When you guys are scrambling around and making things happen, it's like energy for me. So thank you for that, ladies and gentlemen. Tonight is about our volunteers. It is about you. So please give yourselves another round of applause. And enjoy the rest of the program because I think you're going to love it.
Okay, let's get started with the first show of the season.
She kept it short this year.
The night is still young. Okay, the 39 Steps. The 39 Steps was a fast-paced comedy adapted from an early Alfred Hitchcock film. The story spanned several countries with nearly 100 characters. The play told this expansive story using only 4 actors. Unfortunately, Keith was one. With a handful of props, directed by Daryl Harris and produced by Karen Pearson.
By the way, when titles or things you like happen, you can whoop and holler and clap and things like that. Yeah, 39 Steps, I was in 39 Steps. It was a really wonderful show to do. But what's more interesting is the story about how we got to do it. Daryl Harris, my goodness, he's right here. The director of 39 Steps. Daryl, tell me, how exactly did 39 Steps come about, us doing it?
I don't really remember. That was about a year ago, I think, right?
Well, it was a year ago we did it, yes.
Yeah. I think I saw it on the internet. And I went to Angelina and I said, can I borrow $20? And then I said, can we do the 39 Steps? And she said, oh, okay.
I never thought of that approach. Yeah. Give them a definite no answer and then make them something that's easier to say yes to. Exactly. So, who was your favorite person to work with? I mean, you had Jordan Dolly, you had Jay Tyson, you had Aaron Sowers. I mean, I'm just naming names. Who was your favorite?
That's awfully close. I would have to say it was you, Keith.
Oh gosh. No, there was a lot of stuff that went in that show. We had a lot of costume changes, we had a lot of different characters these people had to play. Jordan Dottie had to kiss me. That was supposed to be a thing you cheer at. On cue, people. You're welcome, by the way.
Yeah, she kissed you and then she became a director. So with that, we will move into the second show. Second show of the season, Bring On the Jazz. Newburgh Civic Theater celebrated Black History Month with Bring On the Jazz. As only he could, John Van Dyke brought together a long list of talented singers and musicians to celebrate jazz music. John and his performers not only entertained, but also provided a lesson in the history and evolution of jazz. The music direction by Alex Hogg. And you know, Keith, I'm from Louisiana.
Really?
Yes, I grew up around jazz, and I am a professional singer.
Really? Did you tell the music director of Hello Dolly that?
You would only think that John Van Dyke would have kept me.
That was actually one of my first questions I was asking John. I was like, John,
But I know.
here's John Van Dyke right here. You had so many talented artists that you had. There's one of them beside you there. There's Michelle Royce. And your husband Scott. There's one. Yes. That was all for you, Scott. But the whole thing. But I mean, John, you had so many talented people. I mean, you had the musicians on stage. You had all the singers. You almost had a different singer for every single song you did. Why not me?
You didn't audition.
Really, I do a mean Ethel Merman.
I'm actually really good at taking somebody and seeing what their thing is and putting it in there. And I think I might have been able to work something out for you, Keith. But you know, you got to come out to these auditions more often.
That was such a good backhanded compliment. It's like, I'm really good at taking what's not there and making it there. But John, just tell me, what was one of your favorite moments working with all those people on that show, in all seriousness?
I loved it when they all came to rehearsal.
As a director myself, I understand how sometimes that can be a rare thing. But what about that moment, that first show, and the whole thing came together, the lights and everything, and the audience is clapping. What does it feel like as a director, sitting there listening and watching that happen? I think that says for itself there. Let's give another round of applause to John.
She sat around and cut along a million times. Heidi, 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 Heidi. Heidi, 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 Heidi.
That was Damian Campbell, for those who don't know. Let's give him a round. I've been told I sound just like him when I sing. Exactly. Yeah,
I didn't hear that.
Debbie Terrified just as always not.
Have you noticed? I mean, look at everybody out there. There's so many different faces. Where is, I saw Don Elmore earlier. Don is a friend of mine. Don, hello, Dolly. I gotta tell you, I was in Hello, Dolly, and you know, the only thing
I didn't hear you singing.
Were you even there? Did you watch the show? I did. Dying to have me in the show was inspired by Milli Vanilli. Anyway, the thing that was longer than the 4-hour rehearsals in Hello Dolly were Don's notes. That's okay, because the only thing longer than Don's notes are Angelina's speeches.
You know, it's been fun hosting this year.
I tell you what, why don't we get away from the adults and get to more of the...
You want to make fun of the kids?
Yeah.
You're a terrible person. I agree every inch of it. All right, we're going to talk about some of the children's productions from this past year, of course. New Bern Civic Theater, we host a lot of specific programs that are aimed towards our kids, unlike that many other organizations do not have, not just in this region, but any other. One of which is our Stagehands Program, which I'm sure most people get. For those of you who may not be aware, Stagehands was founded back in the 90s by Gina Andrews and Lou Hoff, amongst many others. I'm certain that and it is a program that is centered on our younger children, and it's teaching them to tell stories not just through acting and singing and dancing, but also with ASL, and sign language. Absolutely. That's Trisha Gable, probably. We'll talk about Trisha in a moment, but Trisha, I want to tell you right now, she was our sign language interpreter for this past production here, but hold your applause, because I'm going to talk about her way too much in a moment.
Oh, great.
Okay. But Chad, there must be somebody we get some insider knowledge on this production.
I think Abigail knows a thing or two about that production, don't you? Abby, everyone. Tell us what you're most proud of with that production. It was a great show, by the way.
A lot of things. I mean, it was my first director job with children, so seeing the kids grow from day one on to, month 3 when the performances happened, good, but also, I was also proud that maybe I didn't curse in front of them. That was a challenge I did not plan to overcome, but I did, yay. On all seriousness, the kids, working with them and seeing them grow is the most rewarding thing ever in the entire world.
Very nice. And what have you been doing since then?
I had a baby. that old thing.
Yeah, that'll take a little bit of time.
I teach drama here in New Bern and in Havelock, and now I'm doing Cinderella. So, that's what I've been doing.
Okay. Thank you.
You should see what Beth Cox has to say. I saw her somewhere over there. Beth Cox, everybody. Our music director for, I believe, the past 2 years, Beth?
This will be year 4 with Cinderella.
Awesome. So what was it like working on this show? Tell us.
It was great. The kids were a lot of fun. Abby is a very fun director, and they had a great time working on it. It's been weird to see them grow up. Some of them actually aged out this year. One of my first ones, but they're wonderful. And I'm talking for adults much.
All right, you have many words.
Well, let's give all of our volunteers for the stage. Another program that is unique to New Bern Civic Theater is for our teenagers, and that is the Sax Bradbury players. And this program is very specific. It is so that basically what we do is we get these teenagers together and we say, hey, what show would y'all like to do? And they say, well, this show looks fun. We say, okay, go. So the teenagers are in charge of directing, acting, producing, promoting, set design, set construction, everything with supervision, of course, but all of that stuff there. We put it in their hands and we show them exactly the nuts and bolts of putting together a show. And who do we have? Where's some of our sets directors?
I saw Chelsea.
Chelsea? Where's Chelsea?
Chelsea, I didn't see Chelsea. There we have Chelsea.
Yeah, she's right there in the middle, yeah. Chelsea was our producer this year for, what was the show with that this year?
Our show is Romeo to Go.
Okay. Chelsea, what was the biggest lesson you learned producing a theatrical show?
That it's hard to get off stage, or you're so used to seeing it from the actress or actor's point of view, and you actually have to see it from an audience member's more point of view this time, and you have to focus on blocking really specifically and the way things are pronounced, and it's a whole different view, and it was so fun to learn that leadership role for me.
Would you ever do it again?
I would. It was so much fun.
Awesome. That's a verbal contract.
Just believe in yourself. Don't be left on the shelf. Feeling that all hope is dead and gone. And you may find in your way you're a star.
Another special note I want to make is Lucas Denmark, who was our ugly duckling. Not only did he play that role in the show, but he was also our intern, is that the term? The summer intern this year. So he was Angelina's staple jockey, you know? So and he's producing Cinderella. Wow, that's
How about our first award?
what about
Are
it?
you ready for it?
Oh, okay, sure. All right.
Well,
Okay.
once again, can you move off?
That is,
Yeah, you can't be up here the whole time.
Oh, you read this?
Yes, this is my piece, okay?
Okay, all right.
Would you like this?
I like it.
Okay, can you get on the other side? I prefer you not near it. Yes, friends, yes. Friends, Chad, friends. Okay, our first honor this evening is for Junior Stagecraft Award. This honor is for performers under the age of 14 who demonstrate both performance ability and exemplary attitude on and off the stage.
And our presenters for this honor this evening are Abigail Leffler, Director of Honk Jr., and Beth Hicks, NBCT Board Director. Let's give them a round of applause.
Abby and I are presenting the Junior Stagecraft Award. This award is, as Chad said, is presented to young performers 14 years old and younger who demonstrate not only abilities, but also have an understanding of good stage technique and are part of the theater team. As you know, NBCT adopted a new mission statement this past year, and our mission statement is to enrich, empower, include, educate, and entertain. And this is certainly evident in this individual. NBCT is more than just acting for these young people. We educate and empower them with the knowledge that being a team player and possessing proper attitude are equally as important as fine acting. And the lessons they learn here in the theater will take them through as they grow. This individual has developed all these qualities through stagehand productions, our summer workshops, and most recently, our main stage shows.
Sorry. I am not one for making speeches. Don't get me wrong, I talk incessantly. Ask my husband. However, actual public speaking is not one of my fortes. I'm an actor. I need a script. I need a playwright to tell me what to say. Unfortunately for all of you, I have to serve as my own playwright. So please bear with me and just focus on the fact that this speech may be terrible, but it's about someone wonderful. When Angelina asked me to present this award, I immediately said yes. Since moving here, I have been extremely fortunate to work with the youth in this area. New Bern and Havelock and all of the surrounding areas has been truly blessed with young individuals who have rare passion for the art. no doubt because of the stellar opportunities they have. This award recipient is no different. They come to any artistic adventure with excitement and a drive to learn as much as they can about this fantastic art form. However, they possess that rare quality I cherish so much in any human being, a sense of humor. Being involved in theater or any art form can cause people to take things too seriously or to put too much pressure on themselves. This ultimately results in a stunted learning process because the artist is not focused on experiencing the moment they're trying to share with the audience. They are worried with what the audience may think of trivial aspects of the performance. A sense of self-awareness is important, however, so is a sense of humor. And this young person can laugh off the silliest mistake and persevere without losing any steam. A true artist. I did not meet this person when they first joined the theater scene. But I am to understand that if you were to compare the rookie to the present day person, it would be night and day. They have grown so much, and that is why they are being honored tonight. They embody the definition of what we classify as a young artist, a leader, and friend. I am so honored to be the one selected to share in this person's moment in the spotlight, and I am looking forward to seeing him experience many more to come. Congratulations, Will Wheeler.
There's just something I've got to get off my chest.
I'm always scared when you start conversations like that, Chad.
I just recently performed in Underpants with Jordan Dolly. And this was the first time that I really had a chance to get to know Jay Tyson. Jay, in my eyes, is a phenomenal actor.
He's done many things for this.
He is brilliant. He is probably one of the smartest guys I know. Very handsome guy.
Okay.
Smart, bright. You complete me.
I do that with Angelina. She just gives me nickels and dimes.
Oh, and you're just now getting the hint.
And that's nice. I'll tell you what. Okay, I'm just going to play it safe and move on to the next award here. All right. If I can find it on my really long sheet here that I got here. Our next award that we're giving out this evening is the Pat Burton Award. And it is named after Pat Burton, who was a longtime volunteer at New Bern Civic Theater and is the director of the Fairfield Harbor Players as well. And I'm just going to let the rest of that description go to our people who are coming to talk about it. Who do we got coming up, Chad?
We have Alan Berger, director of the upcoming Color Purple, and Marcia Butler, board director.
All right, give them a round of applause.
Come on up.
There'll be a video for this one too, so whoever wins, just stay down, okay? We're going to show a video, okay? All right, cool.
Good evening. This is the Pat Burton Award, as Keith has already said. Named in honor of a long-term friend of the Recipient Theater. Pat was director of the Fairfield Harbor Players and an advocate of excellence in theater. The award is for young performers ages 14 to 18 years of age who exhibit excellence, commitment, and teamwork in the theater. I believe that these young people involved in theater learn important life lessons in respect, responsibility, participation, and punctuality. I've also developed a strong respect for those adults who guide them in this endeavor, moving very smoothly from the role of coach, mentor, disapproving adult, and surrogate parent. I thought that was a product just of children's theater. I've recently had the pleasure of watching Alan in his upcoming production do all those things with adults. In the end, I still go back to say there's important lessons learned, and this community benefits from the wonderful productions that are on the stage.
I have to go off script for just a moment and thank Marcia for her overwhelming hospitality and graciousness of spirit in hosting the Color Purple Company for rehearsals at Carolina Choice. Carolina Choice has become our home away from home, and we really enjoy being there, and we thank Marcia for all her generosity in allowing us to rehearse there. Directors love to give notes, and I'm no different than any other director. So I just want to give you one note. You need a little bit more energy from the audience. One of the rewards of working in theater is the people we encounter. We meet people, we become families during productions, and then we often say goodbye, not knowing when we'll cross paths again. Of course, many of the folk we meet become hooked, showing up in show after show, assuming many roles, both on and off stage, being happy to be part of the team without any pretense. Whether working the fly rail, performing a principal role, directing, or jumping in to help wherever needed, these people are the backbone of this industry, and that's why we're here tonight. When I was asked to present this award, I was delighted to learn of the recipient, and even more excited and honored to be the presenter. I've had the pleasure of working with this young adult now. This individual consummates passion and dedication. He proves with every task that capability, diligence, reliability, and humor are sterling traits to bring to any community theater environment. So, in deference to the rules, before I announce the name, let's watch a little bit of his work.
Thank you guys so much. You know, I've been working with the theater for a long time, since I was a little kid, and I've worked with so many great people, and I've worked with, they've all made me so happy, and just I don't even know what else to say. Like, I couldn't ask for a better crew to ever work with in any show. I couldn't ask for better performers to work with. This is a real family for me, and I'm so happy to have all of you. And you know, Alan, you know, when he told me that I was in Drawing Head, I was like, okay, because I was a kid. I was like, I didn't think that I honestly didn't think I'd be able to do it, but you know, he's definitely inspired me and helped me become one of the people I am today. And thank you so much. And as I try to direct Tarzan in the future and do all that stuff, I couldn't ask for anyone else better to be my mentor for that. And I'd also like to thank my parents for supporting me in all this. And thank you.
said one of the people he is today. Which one are we tonight? Lancelot tonight. There. Some people know the script and they know why that's funny. All right, another thing that we're going to talk about at this point here is we want to talk about another of our children's programs that we have at the theater, and that is our summer workshop that we have. And for the past 2 years, correct me if I'm wrong, we've had a wonderful instructor by the name of Michael Krause, who has been leading it. He's not here tonight, let's give him a round of applause. And not only does he do a great job in leading the young kids who come and do the workshop there, but he also enlists the help of many youth interns, many of our Sex Bradbury players, and our teenagers who come and help him out with that. And it's a 2-week program, and at the end of the 2 weeks, the kids put on a show right here on the stage with everything they've done in just 2 weeks. And we're going to show you a clip from that right now, but I'm going to tell you right now, the montage here is only about 2.5 minutes. The show was 2.5 hours. In 2 weeks. I mean, look, I'm realizing in 2 weeks, these kids learned enough material, and everybody got a moment of spotlight. They learned enough material to fill 2.5 hours in 2 weeks. I'm trying to get 2 hours short, and I'm just like, I only got 3 months. But let's take a look at what Michael Krause and our interns did this summer here with all of our wonderful young people.
Okay, going straight into our next award, Tom Landon Tech Award.
Who will we get to explain such a thing?
I don't know.
The Tom Landon Tech Award.
Right.
Who do we have who knows more about the Tom show? Okay. That was about to be funny.
Yeah, we see how that turned out.
Stupid Tom.
All right, this is the techies, right?
Yeah, the techies.
The techies.
Sounds like you're going to get on stage.
We're going to cut your stage and we're going to go ahead.
Ladies and gentlemen, Tom Landon of the Tom Landon Tech Award.
Script too. Technical people who do strange things behind the scenes. Oddball characters rattling in the dark, in the booth, wearing headsets, black outfits. These are the weirdos and weirdettes that we honor this evening. Now I ask you, what's in your program? The technical people are in your program. They always get credit, and rightly so, even though the audience never sees them. They may not be seen, but their presence is felt and observed in everything the audience hears and sees. Can you imagine a show without light and sound? Can you even sit in the dark for 2 hours without light or sound or TV or iPhone or whatever? I think you understand now why technical support is so important. It sets the stage for mood and captures the subtleties of what any good director, producer, actor, or musician is trying to communicate to the audience. Hopefully the award we offer this evening will communicate and reinforce to all of our technical staffers how important we think they are. Thank you for being with New Bern Civic Theater and break a leg.
You didn't really think we were going to let Keith do this, did you? Well, tonight is my job to tell you guys a little bit about this year's recipient. As technicians, we have to wear many hats and things don't always go as planned. One moment you could be running sound, the next moment lighting. One moment you're sitting in the crowd, and then you're stepping in to help. This year's recipient is the consummate team player, stepping in and doing whatever is asked of them. Words to use to describe them would be prepared, focused, and passionate. Preparing by writing cues in their script before rehearsals. Focusing on the task at hand and being passionate about being here at the theater. This individual has also been a mentor by teaching others. They have the ability to look at the problem, stay calm, and find a solution. Not only is she a great technician, but also a great person. She is someone you want to be around, and you look forward to seeing what color her hair might be this year. It's with great pride that I will present the award for the Tom Landon Award of Technical Excellence to Brittany Lewis. Notice she has her headset on. We can take this off for the pictures.
I don't have shoes on either.
Sorry.
Well, Leo's gonna take a picture. I'll take this off too.
No, you can leave my name tag on this one.
Supervisor.
Yes, you did. There's your point. Don't break it like I wrote mine. One more. Speak.
Well, it is right that we techies run around and do all this stuff. I was planning on actually sitting and watching, and then at the last minute, Chris said, "Oh, we need a sound operator." There you go. I'm like, oh.
Meanwhile, it's been the grand plan. We actually made all this up so that you would be upstairs. So, that's what you figured?
That's what I figured.
Yeah, okay,
Because the person that wins is like always upstairs. Except I'm not wearing black. But thank you. I mean, I've been at this theater a very long time, for 4 years. Since freshman year. I mean, I even did my senior project on the community theater because I love it so much. And I know so much about it. And thank you.
Like a true techie, she's going back to work.
What's the next award, Keith?
I believe it's Artistic Achievement.
That's right, it's the Artistic Achievement. And presenting that award is Jordan Dolly. A woman who knows how to find talent.
Alrighty. I was honored to meet this individual in my first couple years here at New Bern Civic Theater when I was doing the summer workshop. This person was an excellent teacher, and I learned so much from them that I look back to today and that I value when I'm making decisions. 3 years later, I was given the honor to work alongside this very creative, humble, and energetic individual who can not only see all the pieces, but can also see the big picture. This individual is a wonderful mentor, not only on stage, but behind the scenes as well.
You guys will have to forgive me if I echo Zoe, we're both very close. Almost 3 years ago, I was assistant directing the Stagehands production of The Jungle Book, and at one Saturday rehearsal, Angelina pulled me over to the Athens and introduced me to our set designer and theater camp director for that year, which I would be interning for. I had no idea that she had just introduced me to a man who would soon become an important part of my life. I had no idea that she had just introduced me to a man who would go on to teach me valuable tools for our craft and challenge me to think outside the box. A man that would inspire me to be a better person, who would look out for me like a brother, and ultimately give me the confidence and support that I needed to direct my own show. From day one at theater camp that year, Michael Krause has become so much more than a mentor. He has become a dear friend. His talent is incredible, and his eye for art and theatrics have provided New Bern Civic Theater with many beautiful sets over the years. He has invested many hours into New Bern Civic Theater's next generation, sharing his love for his art form with those around him. His contributions to this theater have been innumerable, not only creatively, but socially as well. Because he is patient, he plays well with others most times, and he brings a spirit of fun and creativity wherever he goes. I would like to speak for anyone who has known Michael as a director, as a fellow actor, as a set designer, and as a friend when I say thank you and we love you, Michael Krause. Michael could not be with us tonight as he is in Austin at the University of Texas in the MFA Scene Design Program, but it is my privilege and honor to be able to present this award to his parents.
Wow, Liz there. You can tell I'm not an actor. As Jordan said, Michael couldn't be here tonight because he is in Austin. Mike and I are very proud, honored, and humbled to accept this award on his behalf. Thank you, New Bern Civic Theater, for giving him this very special award. There are many people who have encouraged Michael and supported him on this journey, and I hope that you will forgive us if we have omitted anyone. I'm a little emotional, sorry. First, we would like to thank his grandparents, John and Doris Krause, for their never-ending love and support. Our family has been his biggest fans, especially his Aunt Dolly. Thank you, Brantley, for being a calming and loving presence in Michael's life. We would also like to thank Judy Long, who gave an opportunity for Michael to shine several years ago, and who has remained a constant presence in his life. Although Michael's love of the arts began a long time ago, it wasn't until he crossed paths with the New Bern Civic Theater that the theater became his passion. He shot for the moon and didn't miss. He landed among stars, many of them. The theater workshop in the summer often brought Michael home tired and exhausted, but he was always thrilled and excited with the talent and progress he saw. The rising young little nervous, my mouth's a little dry. The rising young artists never ceased to amaze him with what they accomplished. Thank you to the parents and families who entrusted him with their children and young adults. And thank you to these artists who allowed Michael to drive him crazy sometimes. Because I know he did. The interns also played a very important part in the workshops, and Michael could not do any of it without you. You will forever be his dearest friends, and he looks forward to future endeavors with you. There are many people who play an important part in theater. Thank you to all the cast, crews, and musicians who make the theater such a magical place for people to come. And thanks to all of you who support the arts. And last but certainly not least, a heartfelt thank you to Angelina Doyle. She is probably Michael's biggest fan, besides myself, and has given him the opportunity to do what he loves. The New Bern Civic Theater is very blessed and fortunate to have her as our executive director. In closing, we would like to quote Sir Lawrence Lydiard. I believe that in a great city, or even in a small city or a village, a great theater is the outward and visible sign of an inward and probable culture. Thank you.
Oh, we're talking about 9 to 5. Oh.
We are talking about 9 to 5.
That was me literally not knowing where we were. Oh my gosh, well let's just skip that. All right, no. In May of this past year, NBCT brought us 9 to 5, directed by Derek Jordan. Produced by Karen Peterson. Based on the Dolly Parton film. Yeah, but Dolly Parton's not here, so you don't have to worry about it there. Okay, but in this production, we saw a lot of things. We saw Megan Crusoe as a busy and talented worker. We saw Betsy McCandless as a busty, cheery, hopeful. We saw Kate Tuttle as a confident man-eater. We saw Jim Chittick as a bossy, arrogant know-it-all. And we saw a shirtless Chad Sittig. And I will have you all know that I've been assured by all of these individuals that next time they're going to try acting. And say, oh, no. That's not the rule.
You know what? Now is a good time to go to the video.
And now we have a performance from 9 to 5. So I'm going to say this, ladies and gentlemen, on the P's, on the piano, that thing over there. I was going to say pianos, I was going to say playing the blacks and whites, and it just went too far. Danny Singleton, everybody.
Cheated and you lied, so get out, stay out, I'm taking back my
Very nice. Okay, our next award is the Volunteer Award, and I'm going to ask Don Elmore to come up and help me present it. You know what, Don? When you look out there, you see talent, right? Yeah. And it's not just the talent that is up here or the talent that is directing the talent up here. It's those that are in the box office. It's the ushers. It is the stagehands. It is the techs, the musicians. It is the people that build the sets. It is the ones who vacuum the carpets. It's our volunteers. How about a round of applause for our volunteers?
Yeah, I mean, I think New Bern Civic Theater has probably some of the best volunteers ever. You know, more than any group of volunteers I've ever seen. They work harder, they try harder, they just do their best, and you know, in a lot of ways they try to outdo each other. and a volunteer spirit. And I think that's so amazing. You know, it is. We all benefit from that. But I'm not going to go. I might be getting too many notes.
Well, that's why I didn't make this script.
You notice that? No notes.
Our honoree this year is a person that we all know. And it's a person that is here early in the morning. He's here late at night. He is pretty much involved with almost every production. In many cases, he is acting. He is building the set. As a matter of fact, his entire family is involved with the theater. And you know what? I'm just going to let the video show you who our volunteer of the year is. Watching another episode of That Dynasty. I know it is volunteer basis to come to the gala.
Give it to somebody else.
Is his name on it?
The name is etched on it.
On a more serious note, Brian has been serving our country for over 20 years, 21 years I believe, and he is on another assignment out of the country. We're very proud of Brian. He is a first-class individual, and tonight his wife is going to accept for him.
I'm not used to being on this side, by the way. So I just wanted to share a few words that Brian wanted to share with all of you. I cannot thank you enough for this honor, but I truly do not feel that I deserve it. There was always one more prop to make, one more flat to paint, or one more trip to the warehouse needed to bring our sets together. And quite often, I had to begrudgingly leave those tasks for others to finish when I could not. But when the curtain went up on opening night, everything was perfect because of the work of all of us, not just me. I've been extremely privileged to work with some of the most amazing and talented people I have ever met, both on stage and off, and I look forward to many more years together. Thank you, Jen, Nate, and Nora, for selflessly allowing me to spend time in this beautiful theater, and thank you to the Sittig Theater family for allowing our family to become a part of yours.
Brian make an award speech that just makes you love him even more. I don't deserve this, and then that just makes you think he deserves it more. I love Brian Blalock so much that it verges on hate. I'm not gonna lie. Great man, but we're coming to our next award of the evening, which is going to be the Executive Director's Award. So I present the Executive Director, Angelina.
That was actually my part.
That was your part?
Yeah, it was.
Well, that's...
You didn't do that good of a job, so please don't.
Every year I get up here by myself. I hate being up here by myself, so I dragged Jay Figueroa, who is practically my dad, is always harping on me, so thank you for being up here with me. You can come a little closer. The Executive Director's Award speaks for itself. It's the person that goes above and beyond, has helped me. It's the award that I give to the person that I deem special, as you all know this person. I've worked with her for many years, and she has given me a lot of shoulders to cry on, and she is perhaps one of the most organized, most locked-on people that I've ever met in my life. And she's here by my side every show to house manage, and she is my right arm when it comes to productions. It is such a privilege to work with you. You are an amazing person, and I know you know who you are. Thank you for being there for me, for picking me up, for kicking me in the butt, for letting me vent on you when volunteers kind of get me going, for taking that load off of my shoulders when I need it the most. You are a beautiful person. You are an amazing volunteer, and I can't ever express how much I love you. Ladies and gentlemen, let's take a look at, do we have video? Oh. Then you're going to have to get up here and dance and sing. Ladies and gentlemen, please help me in welcoming Karen Pearson to the stage. Producer. She's produced many, many, many shows, and we could not do the shows without Karen. Kind of crying. And she's crying.
Stage, and now I know it's frightening, and it's very bright. Thank you. As everyone said, this is a family, and I feel so blessed to be part of it. And I couldn't do what I do without everyone that I've worked with. They are an amazing group of people, and I feel so honored to be part of this group. Thank you.
Yeah, if you check through the records, like this year alone, Karen did like, I don't know, all but 2 shows producing?
I did not produce 9 to 5. You're wrong on that one.
Oh, oops. Oh, that was Leah. I'm sorry, Leah. Is Leah here? Sorry!
She only did 4, she said. Only 4.
Only 4. Keith, our next award is called the President's Award.
President's Award?
President's. It's a difficult one to explain.
It is very difficult to explain.
It's an award given on behalf of New Bern Civic Theater's board president. Well, I guess it really wasn't that difficult. Jim Sittig.
The President's Award really can be anything that the president wants it to be. But being the king, or the president, or the general, or the maniacal director, let me give you some words of wisdom. 2 lines from Spamalot. In any great adventure, if you don't want to lose, victory depends upon the people that you choose. This year's recipient to the President's Award is someone who is very strong of character, who does the right thing when no one is looking just because it is the right thing. She's someone who has performed in so many aspects of this theater, and I would like to present the President's Award to Miss Nancy Hitchcock. Crazy not to choose Nancy to be on their team.
You're gonna make me cry! Oh boy, this is amazing. I never in a million years would ever
have thought that I would get something like this. Oh God, and grind. Thank you, everybody. I just started in the theater when I came here to New Bern, and you guys have just opened your hearts and your talents and your time. So for that, I thank each and every one of you. You are brilliant. So, with further ado, thank you.
Y'all, Nancy does so much for this theater. Not only does she perform ridiculous characters on our stage and shows, but for instance, the lobby that y'all walked into this evening, that was her and Jane Malucci's work from just yesterday. They came by and did that there. And she's decorated windows, numerous shows. She's one of those folks like many of y'all out there who just does what needs to be done and obviously does not expect the credit that they so richly deserve. So one more round of applause for Nancy.
Every year, the theater adds an extra show, one or two extra shows. In 2012, Jay Tyson brought Frankenstein to NBCT using the art of puppetry. In 2013, he upped the ante by adding H.G. Wells' Time Machine. This production utilized Mark Lytle in the human role of the traveler and surrounded him with a parade of full-body puppet creations. The next show that we did was Dead Men's Cell Phone. NBCT is always looking for new ways to spread our wings. In addition to the Time Machine, NBC produced a small ensemble black comedy of Dead Man's Cell Phone. Directed by Jim Sittig, this piece tells the story of a woman who discovers a dead man and his cell phone and then finds herself intertwined into his final affairs and unusual family. How about a video of both?
Anybody that's been part of the show knows that there are millions of stories that literally go into the making of like one production. And I'll just watch videos like that and I just think of like so many just of my own and whatnot. And it's a shame that we don't have more time this evening just to plow through all the amazing stories it takes to put all these shows together. So I apologize if we seem like we're rushing along here, but it's starting to get late and I know y'all got early bedtimes. And we got beverages and wine and whatnot there, so I'm going to keep that. So where's your... Yeah, okay, just a few more, okay. But we're going to keep going through this previous wonderful season that we had here. And our next show that we had on our roster was 12 Angry Men, directed by Berger. Classic courtroom drama. Drama is a very difficult thing to do on stage a lot of times. Many times, there are many factors. It's sometimes less intimidating to make people laugh and enjoy music than it is to really get into a heavy dramatic performance. But I was very privileged myself to be a part of this show, to work with Alan and such a fine cast and crew. And let's take a look at what it is that was done.
Great job, Alan. Okay, moving along. We ended the season with sellout crowds for Hello, Dolly. Director, Don Elmore. Produced by Karen Pearson. We have a video. Ladies and gentlemen, a performance by Hello, Dolly.
Wow, wow, wow. Look at the old girl now.
I think Kate's maiden name was Dynamo. I'm pretty certain of that. That might not be 100% true. All right, well, our next honor for this evening, we have an award that we don't do every year. We only do on special occasions when there's someone we really want to point out in terms of their contribution that they give to New Bern Civic Theater, not just over the past year, but through many years indeed. And this year, we are handing out the Athens Award. And who are our presenters?
Our presenters this year, Knox Proctor, Tom Landon, and Carter Ann Rollins.
Let's give them a round of applause as they come up.
Taking the first line of your speech. This is a special award. It takes 3 of us to give it, not just 2. And this year we're going to do it a little differently. With this time we're going to do it a little differently. We're going to have the person come up and then we're going to show the movie. And it'll be appropriate that we applaud twice. Tonight we want to recognize one of the heroes who brought us back from the brink. 11 years ago, about, we were in deep financial difficulty. We first had to let all the staff go. Then we canceled our last 2 productions of the season. We were really in danger of becoming a laughingstock. And the person that is getting the award was one of the people we let go. And we went back to this person and we said, you know, if we're going to get this ship righted, we really need you to come back. And she said, well, duh. And but we said, well, yeah, the thing is, we need you to do it for free. And without any hesitation, tonight's recipient did come back and do it for free, and she did it for free for a long, long time. And, you know, let's face it, she wasn't working at New Bern Civic Theater to get rich to begin with. I sort of told her there might be some stock options, but you know, we're not profit. You know, this person, on top of working as a staff person, has done a lot of additional work purely as a volunteer. And I guess by now, you've all figured out, we're talking about June Baby. Now, if you work with June, you know that it's not always a walk in the park. When it's your job to herd the cats, you sometimes got to bark. I'm generally the barker. I don't like to be the barkeep. But June's barked at me. It's got my attention. But we know that June really doesn't bite. That she's got a heart of gold. She's got to keep the place running. And she's done what she's had to do to get it done. And what I know about June, working behind the scenes with her, is that there's a lot of things she's done that she hasn't wanted attention drawn to, and I won't draw attention to it, but I will tell you that those efforts have been numerous and they've been substantial. Basically, June is one of a handful of people who, 11 years ago, is responsible for this place not being boarded up, a boarded up eyesore, and has helped us be the wonderful organization that we're celebrating tonight. Now, she's worked for years to help others tread the boards and share the spotlight. And tonight, what Mr. Landon is going to do is bring her across that stage and have a spotlight.
know me, so I'm never without words. Honestly, I don't know what to say. I've enjoyed every moment that I've been in the theater. This is my second career. I retired from the entrance end of the theater. I was in it 40 years, and we moved to New Bern in '96. And about 2 years later, I started volunteering here one afternoon a week. And then it just went on to other things. So it's been a wonderful, wonderful ride, and I enjoy everything about the theater. One thing you're not going to see is me on stage. Angelina is determined that I will do some little bit part, but no, I really don't like this. I enjoy the drama and all like that, but I think I'm better on the other side, watching money and all that kind of stuff. Thank you very, very much. When Tom called me up and said that so-and-so, this had happened, and so forth, and the board of directors had called him and asked him whether he could come back and get the theater operating again. And so he told me, I don't know whether he was lying or not, but he said, I told him that I'll do it if June will do it. So I'm sticking to that. That's what he told me. And so I said, oh, you're kidding. And he said, you have to think about it pretty soon. And I said, how soon? Well, he said in the next, 10 minutes. And he said, and the other thing, there's no money. And he said, and I said, I'll do it.
She is a face that people for many, many years see inside of her office. She does the work that many people, that needs to be done, but not a lot of people can or really want to do. And we actually do have there were some people who weren't able to be here to see June's on this evening. We do have a short video for them to express their thoughts to June and to show their support and gratitude. So, ladies and gentlemen, a look at June Yates, and those who love her very much.
Our second to last award, Musical Achievement, and it will be presented by Derek Jordan and John Van Dyke.
We don't have a script, so.
John and I both have had the privilege of directing this person at one point or another, and some words used to describe her were fabulous. Sierra DiNapoli said staple.
Staple is good.
Jim Chittick said solid, and if you can impress Jim Chittick, you've done something. So, I met her in the summer of 2012 when we were doing Rent together, and it has been an honor to work with her for more years. I got to direct her recently, and I can tell you nobody comes more prepared and brings a sense of positivity that's much needed, and oftentimes is better than knowing your lines or where to stand.
And I simply have to ask, where do you like your drama? On the stage or off? Because this is someone who keeps the drama on the stage. Everything is always prepared, it's always wonderful, it's always beautiful, and just always right pitch perfect. Right? Everything is so perfect. Sometimes she pisses me off a little.
And if I had her voice, I would never stop singing. So, we have a little video.
Oh, wow, so unprepared. Thank you all so much. This is probably a lot more meaningful to me than anything. Thank you to my husband who puts up with me being gone a lot and you know, deals with the kids for me and lets me live out my dream here in New Bern. It sounds silly, but it's true. People say, this is just community theater, but it's not just community theater. It's your heart and soul. So thank you so much for this opportunity to be here with everybody. I love y'all so much. Thank you.
And the final award. This honor, of course, is the Performer of the Year award. And presenting this award this year, this honor, is Jay Tyson, director of this year's Time Machine and recent star of The Underpants. And, well, my card doesn't say it. Angela, can you just get up here? Oh, wow. Nice. We'll let her
Angela Doyle.
Okay, quick story about this person. Our former manager, Joey Impanito, saw him standing outside reading a sign, I needed a man. Dragged him in, and I asked this gentleman if he was here to audition. He said no, and I said, can you read? And he said yes, and I said, did you butt up on stage? And he did. And he turned out to be one of the most fabulous performers and now director. That is, of course, I'm gushing, but I have to remind this person that he actually called me a termagant on video, which, if you don't know what that word means, which I'm sure you don't, means a shrewd, overbearing woman.
Well, I have had the privilege of being on stage and being directed by this person. And sorry, it's my room.
Really?
Hey, what's up, man? No, I can talk. No, it's fine. No, we're doing awards. No, yeah, wine's later. Yeah. No, we're doing an award for best performer. Yeah, hey, you want to say? I'll put you on speaker. Man. It's my friend Chase, and he did the prompting for Noises Off. Hey. You're on speaker.
Performer of the Year award. Well, after the Time Machine, we know it's not going to be you. Maybe they'll give it to someone with talent. Make sure you get your picture taken with the recipient, so you'll know what a winner looks like.
Have you been drinking? Yes. No, I'm not telling you what Angelina's wearing. I'm not taking a picture. Come on. Well, that was my former friend, Jason. Like I was saying, I have had the rare privilege of being on stage with this individual, and him being added to the list very quickly of being one of a handful of people who can crack me on stage. And I had to add another person to this list earlier this year, Mr. Jim Sittig. And I'm very, very happy that whenever I'm on the stage with this individual, that if there's not a hole in my cheek by the time the show's over with, then he got me. So, well, we have a video? Or did we say his name first?
They'll figure it out.
I think we all know who it is, but... Let's see this new haircut.
I often wondered what I'd say if I ever got an award. I guess I could say that 6.5 years ago when I was standing out on that street staring at the sign for 20 minutes deciding on whether to come in here, I I mean, the fear that was running through my body, I couldn't describe it. I'd never done anything like this before. But it's been 6.5 years of the most fun I've ever had in my life. I mean, work with these people, they're just insane. I don't know what else to say, but I have learned a few things over the years that when I directed 39 Steps, I realized that the most important word for a director is no. And that when Chad and Keith were doing the 12-step bit earlier, and then he said that Keith went on and do their 39 steps, I have to admit that Keith needed every single one of those steps. I'd like to have Keith come over here, please. That would be great. I mean, Keith, we saw that video of me almost punching you in the face. If I had known that when I auditioned for Spamalot that I would not be getting a part, you know, Betty, I really would have finished through on that punch. Anyway, thank you all. Thank you very much.
I brought extra underwear. Okay. In any case here, all right, so as you can see, we have had a wonderful season here this past year, and the good news is that we've already started another great one. We had the Underpants this past month here, which did a wonderful thing. And we have another, what I'm sure will be a huge success, artistically, reception from the audience is going to be a great one here. We got The Color Purple coming. And I apologize, I'm getting ahead of myself here. We do have a quick 1-minute video showing everything that we've got in store for 2014. Let's take a look at everything that's on our slate. And what better way is it to close an evening where we look back at some of the great success of our past year to look towards the future and see the great successes we've got in the coming year. Right now we have a performance from the upcoming The Color Purple here, and just a quick little something here to set the tone here. The year is 1943. Seeley, I'm sorry? Seeley, oh, I shouldn't have doubted myself. Seeley, our protagonist, has overcome much adversity and has just opened her own business, Miss Seeley's Pants. Here we have Sierra DiNapoli, Cora Chadwick, and Yvonne Wilson as the women of Color Purple cast to sing Miss Seeley's Pants. Coming here this evening, enjoy this time with us. We do have a reception over at Stanley Hall at Rivertown Ballroom. I do request that you can only attend if you have the tickets. Unfortunately, due to the fire code, we do have to obey those. We had to make sure we got only a specific number in there. But whether you come there or not, thank you so much for being here and for being a part of this evening and for being a part of New Bern Civic Theater.
Like Angelina said, it takes all of us. So thank you for an incredible 2013, and we'll see you this year. Good night.